Happy morning, my dear student friends. Once again, I welcome you all to this YouTube class. We are in first chapter. So we have discussed certain concepts in that first chapter, like a simple economy, central problems of an economy, production possibility frontier. Hope you have understood what I have said in those concepts. Although, let me glance once again on those concepts. Yes, first concept, that is simple economy. So after learning or after seeing, after listening the class, hope you have understood the wants are unlimited but the resources are limited. So it means whatever the wants we are having now, it means individuals are having now, so those are unlimited, but the wants satisfied we are having now, those are limited. So that's why the society has to decide how much to use resources to produce goods and services. It means whatever the resources are availing now, so whatever the resources we are getting now or we are having now, those we have to use in that kind of manner where those should not be what we call that. It means we have to use such resources in best possible ways to produce the goods whichever we want. It means whichever we want most. So that is what we understood from that simple economy. So that kind of capacity or that kind of decision making power which we get after learning this economics. That is what the economics tells. That's why we need to study this economics. That is what simple economy says. It means in that kind of concept says. Thereafter we have discussed central problems of an economy. So it means since we are facing that scarcity of resources now, so that leads to problem of choice. It means yes, whatever the resources we have now, those we have to use in the best possible ways. No, so it means some certain problems arises through that problem that through that scarcity of resources. Okay, that scarcity which is the root of all the economic problems. So we have mainly three kinds of problems in that through that or by that we can get or we can will face three kinds of problems, such are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So this is what we have discussed. It means yes, we have to use that scarce resources in a best possible ways. By using that resources in a best possible ways, what we have to produce. Okay, whether we have to produce only the food article, whether we have to produce only the clothes, or whether we have to use that resources to give best or better education, or we have to use that available resources to produce that industrial articles or industrial produce. So we have to decide in which area we have to adapt, or in which area we have to use that available resource. It means that scarce resource. That kind of problem arises first. Thereafter, how to produce means yes, after deciding the production of goods or produce the goods, the next question comes. That kind of next kind of problem arises. That is how to produce. Means we have various kinds of methods to produce. Among that labor intensive technique and machine intensive technique which comes. So among which kind of technique we have to use to produce the goods. So that kind of problem arises next. So thereafter, after deciding using labor intensive technique or that machine intensive technique, one more kind of problem arises, that is for whom to produce. Yes, we have decided to produce goods, and we have decided to adapt that intensive technique. Thereafter, for whom to such goods has to produce, or that such kind of goods we have to produce. So that is what the third kind of basic problem arises. So it means here whether we have to produce the goods like education. Okay, that education we have to produce, provide freely or paid service. It means for cost, whether we have to supply or whether we have to produce some goods. It means produce means provide. Okay, we can provide that whether we have to provide that health facility free of cost or paid service. So that kind of a question arises in that for whom to produce. It means yes. So this is what for whom to produce. It means here, if I clarify here, we see some kinds of goods and services government is providing. So whether those goods and services we have to supply freely or with paid, kind of question arises in that economy. So that is what we have discussed in that third basic problem, that is for whom to produce. Thereafter we have discussed production possibility frontier. So here in this theory we have understood that how to allocate the available scarce resources in best possible way among the different goods. Okay, this theory which enables us, or which this theory which helps us to allocate or distribute or segregate or the available scarce resources in a best possible way. It means how we can distribute our available resources in a or among the goods and services. That is what we understood from this production possibility frontier kind of theory. So here production possibility theory means, okay, for 2 marks this question comes, what do you mean by production possibility frontier or theory? So at that time you have to write, it indicates all the possible combinations of 2 goods which can be produced with the given level of resources and technology. So that is what production possibility theory. Okay, so there we have used one more kind of term, that is frontier. Okay, frontier is nothing but that is curve. Okay, it means it is the locus of, it means that kind of curve which we can draw by the locusing of all the possible combinations of 2 goods which can be produced with the given level of resources and technology. Okay, so here we can draw that frontier or curve by locusing. Locusing means adding. So by locusing or the adding all possible combinations of 2 goods, so we can draw that production possibility curve. Okay, generally or usually this the production possibility frontier or curve takes concave shape. Okay, concave shape means this kind of, means if it is axis at the time, so that production possibility frontier curve takes this kind of shape, means concave shape. So that is what production possibility frontier. This is what they have described through the example in your text. So that is what we have seen yesterday. So let us take the next concept, that is organization of economic activities. So here they have said about the certain economies. So in those economies, how that basic problems can resolve or solve. So that is what they have said. The problem of an economy we can resolve through various forms or methods. For example, free interaction of the individuals to have their own objectives or needs or wants, or by the some central authorities. See here. So what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, those kinds of basic problems we can resolve through the various kinds of forms, like by leaving the individuals freely, means by leaving that individuals to make a free interaction with the individuals, means yes, here for example, 2 individuals, what they want now, it means those individuals can exchange the goods and services whichever or whatever they want. So by doing that we can easily resolve what to produce and for whom to produce and how to produce a kind of problem, or we can resolve that kind of problems through the some central authorities or by the government. Okay, that government can decide how to produce, for whom to produce, and and what to produce, kind of. Okay, through these kinds of forms we can resolve those basic problems of an economy. Okay, so in the world you see 3 types of, or mainly 3 types of. Okay, there are many, but we can categorize those into 3 kinds of, or broadly we can categorize those into 3 forms, like centrally planned economy, market economy, and one more we are having, that is mixed economy. Okay, let us go one by one. Means let us see the first kind of economy, that is centrally planned economy. Okay, let us see what it is, or what kind of economy it is. The economy where all the important decisions are taken by central government. See, this is economics, this is economy. So where whatever the decisions comes now, whatever the important decisions comes now, those decisions which usually takes by the government, or which takes care of that economy. Means here in the centrally planned economy, plays vital role. It means that government has decides what to produce, for whom to produce, and how to produce kind of. So it is called centrally planned economy, and the motto of the centrally planned economy is social welfare. So here that central planned economy which keeps that kind of motto, that is social welfare. It means everyone better off and no one worse off kind of. Everyone better off, so and no one worse off. It means central planned economy. In that central planned economy, that government which wants or which desires to keep everyone better off. Better off means to happy or welfare kind of. So no one worse off means that government which don't want to keep don't want to make anyone worse off. Worse off means unhappy. Okay, that is what everyone better off and no one worse off. So in that motto, that central planned economy works. Government or the central authority plans all the activities. See, in this centrally planned economy, that government or central authorities. Okay, some authorities we can find. So through those kinds of authorities, that government can make plans. So this is what central planned economy. So let us see what more they have said under this concept. Here, government allocates the resources and distributes goods and services which is thought to be desirable for society as a whole. See here, that government which decides here how much the resources can be allocated. Okay, so which is desirable for society as a whole. So that is what that central government does here. So thereafter, for example, if individuals fail to address on better education and health facility, at that time government may try to encourage the individuals to produce adequate amount of such a goods and services, or government itself decide to produce the goods and services. See here, that government may try to produce such kind of goods which helps to society. Okay, means here that government force or encourages individuals. Individuals means people. That government may force or encourages that people to produce such kind of goods which helps to society, or that government itself decide to produce the goods and services which helps to government. Among I have mentioned some examples of the goods and services which that government is providing. That midday meal program. So that is one of the service which established or which we had or which we brought by the government itself, like Sarva Shikshana Abhiyana. So that's also one of the service or education service that we brought by the government, like Ayushman Bharat. So that is a health facility which we brought by the government, or that government introduced. Jyoti Sanjeevani scheme, this is also one of the health facility service. So that also we that government has providing. Vajpayee Arogya Shri. So these are the certain education and health services which that government itself decided to produce or provide this kind of service. The closest example of a central planned economy is China. See, China kind of country which is adapting or which is adapted that kind of economy, that is centrally planned economy. Hope you may ask the example to that central planned economy. At that time, we have to say China. So that China which is adapted or which is using this kind of economy, that is a centrally planned economy. So let us take the second kind of economy, that is market economy. Term itself says that here the economy which runs by the market. So here the government which we can see limited, means very less. So whatever the activities we see now, so whatever the important decisions are takes now, so that important decisions takes by the market only. Market means private individuals. So let us define what is market economy. Market economy is the economy where all the important decisions are taken by market is called market economy. See, whatever the decisions means how to produce, for whom to produce, and what to produce kind of decisions can make here by the market itself, means private individuals themselves. Okay, that is market economy. The motto of the economy is earn profit. See, earlier we had seen the motto of the central planned economy as social welfare, but in this market economy, so we see, or we can see motto as earn profit. So profit is the motto of the activities in this market economy. In the economy, private individuals plans all the activities. Private individuals who plans the economic or the activities whichever conducts in this market economy. So market economy is that. So here we are using oftenly that market kind of term. So let us define what is market. Market kind of market is a set of arrangements where economic agents can freely exchange their endowments or products with each other. Okay, so market is that where set of arrangements where economic agents means that producer, seller, consumer, all as economic agents can freely exchange their endowments. Endowments means products or articles. So those they can freely exchange among themselves. So that kind of arrangement is called, that kind of set is called market. Okay. Market has nothing as such as do with the marketplace. It means so market is not merely a kind of geographical area or a particular kind of place. That is what the meaning of that sentence. Market has nothing as such to do with the marketplace as you might tend to think of. Means market is not merely a kind of place where we can see that kind of arrangements or the exchange of goods and services. Okay, for buying and selling commodities, individuals may or may not meet each other in an actual physical location. So market kind of which we need not to, or which we cannot find only in that particular kind of physical location. So that market kind of which can take place by interacting between buyers and sellers can take place in a variety of situations such as village chow or a super bazaar in a city, or alternatively buyers and sellers can interact with each other through telephone or internet and conduct the exchange of commodities. Means the market kind of which we can see through the other kind of do by the by over the telephone or by the internet services. So there also we can find that market. So it means that market kind of which not merely the physical location. Market means along with that physical locations we can find that market over the telephone and the internet facility. So that is what function we find in that market economy. In a market system, in that market economy, market system, all goods and services come with a price. Means here whatever the activities takes place now, those concentrates on price. Means which is mutually agreed upon the buyers and sellers, at which the exchange take place. The price reflects on an average the society's valuation of the goods and services in question. If the buyers demand more of the certain goods, the prices of that good will rise. So if consumers or if that buyers demand, if it shows more demand on our goods, at the time what happens, the price of that good which increases. So of the certain goods, the price of that good will rise. This signals to the producers of the goods that the society has a whole wants more of that good than is currently being produced, and the producers of the goods in their turn are likely to increase their production. It means if we are showing, it means if that buyers are showing more good at the time, that producer gets a certain kind of or some kind of signal where that society as a whole is expecting or demanding more this certain goods. So at the time that producer can produce more such kind of goods. So if we are not showing demand on particular kind of good, at the time that producer who gets kind of a signal where that society as a whole is not want or desiring to purchase such kind of goods, at the time the producer can decrease the production of such kind of goods. Means here we can get knowledge or we can resolve that kind of problem, that is what to produce. Okay, so if we are not revealing demand to a particular kind of food at the time, that producer can decrease the production of such kind of goods. So if we are revealing more demand to such kind of foods at the time, that producer can decrease and increase that kind of goods. So this is what the mechanism, how we can resolve that what to produce kind of problem. Thus, in a market system, the central problems regarding how much and what to produce are solved through the coordination of economic activities brought about by the price signals. The closest example of a centrally planned economy, so market economy, is there's some clerical mistake. So the closest example of a market economy is United States of America. In that USA, we can find such kind of economy, that is market economy. So there, the private individuals who plays vital economy, that private individuals who takes all the important decisions. This is what market economy. So like in a reality, means we have seen two kinds of economy. We have one more kind of economy, that is mixed economy. Okay, in a reality, all economies are mixed economies. The reason behind it means I have bolded the mixed economy kind of terms, because on that there is 1 marks question. Okay, for that you need to recall, or you need to understand what is mixed economy, or about that mixed economy. In reality, all economies are mixed economies, where some important decisions are taken by the government and the economic activities are by the market. See, that mixed economy is nothing but it is the mixture of or coexistence of both the economies, whichever we have seen earlier, means the central planned economy and market economy. Okay, means in the central planned economy we have seen that government which plays or which does vital role, or which takes all the economic decisions. In that market economy we have seen, or we understood that the private individuals who takes the decision. No, so that is what market economy. So if we club both the economies, we can find one more kind of economy, that is mixed economy. That's why we have to define this market economy as market economy is the coexistence of both economies, like central planned economy and market economy. So in this economy we can find both kinds of motives, like social welfare along with that profit motive, or to earn profit. So both kind of motives we can find here. So here some kinds of important decisions which takes by the government, and some kinds of decisions takes by the private individuals. Okay, so let us see more in this. The only difference is in terms of the extent of the role of the government in deciding the course of economic activities. That it is nothing but here some kinds of decisions which takes by the government, some kind of decisions takes by the private individuals. So if we want to give example to this kind of economy, we can give examples as India and Brazil. So these are the two countries which are adapted or which are using this kind of economy, that is mixed economy. In our India, okay, we are Indians, no? So in our India, we are having a central government and the businessmen who are taking care the economy. Means some kinds of, in some way that government which is preparing or which is taking decisions on economic activities, somewhere that private individuals are taking decisions in our India. So this is what mixed economy. So the same kind of economy we can find in that Brazil also. So this is what mixed economy. On this also we have question. That's please understand that kind of concept. Thereafter we have the concept that is positive and normative economics. So this is what we are going to study in our next class. So I hope you have understood whatever we have discussed in our today's class. Don't worry. So I will take care the syllabus. It means I will solve all the queries whichever you will have in the economics. So along with the topic, let us have some knowledge about the weightage of this chapter. Okay, the weightage of this chapter is very less. Means from this chapter you will have only 5 to 6 marks questions. Means totally 6 marks questions. like 1 marks question, 1 4 marks question, and 1 2 marks question you will have here. So on an average you will have 5 to 6 marks from this chapter. Means it is not that much of weightage having chapter. Means it is an ignorable chapter. Though we have to understand this chapter because it is the introduction chapter, no, means initial chapter, no, means without understanding that economics we cannot understand the later chapters, means later concepts. That's why though it is having less importance or less weightage, we have to understand, we have to recall, or we have to memorize the concepts which say in this chapter. So here whatever the chapters we see in this microeconomics, no, like first chapter to sixth chapter, no, so all chapters here, chapter which related to second chapter relates to third chapter, like so on, means till that sixth chapter. Like in that macroeconomics also, whatever the chapters we are having, no, like total 6 chapters we are having, no, those chapters are interrelated with the previous chapter, or the chapters among the chapters. So that is what economics. And whatever the I have mentioned in that slides, no, please note down those, make one text notebook, make one fair. In that fair you just go on write whatever I use in that slides. It will help you to recall or memorize what I have said in that. Along with that, just keep the videos with you whenever you wish to listen. At the time you can easily browse, or you can easily click on the links, so you can see more and more, or many times whatever we have discussed. So by listening many times you can easily understand what that concept is. This is what I wanted to say in our today's class. So in our next class we are going to discuss the next concept, that is positive and normative economics.